And there was a couple of people that came out and said, hey, they cut my benefits. They said I can't get my benefits back until I get rid of the car. But then, the car is in my name, and I don't know why, and all this other stuff. But do you think that's, you think people should be doing that, putting that information of how much money you're getting? And then, of course, so many people are driving around, in nice cars. Louis Vuitton bag. They got the latest outfit and the latest gear. I'm not saying you should live your life a certain way while you're on food stamp, but
I mean that's so I am fully aware that is a thing that happens. Mm-hmm. But I'm also aware that in this climate that we're in right now, I've seen a lot of them videos and it's like, that's AI.
That too.
And
you
it's
are
just
right.
You
are right.
Yes. It's always
it's like a fear mongering push, but then some of them.
And it's just like people that want to make a certain type of person look a certain way.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
They create needs to continue to encourage arguments and encourage just bashing on a particular type of person.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what videos that you've seen. I was like, but just knowing how the system works itself, it's like they've been gaming this since induction.
Yeah,
I was like, so do I know people that had nice shit and still had stamps? Like, yeah, a lot of times they would sell them and you need some food and they do the discount and take you shopping. So it's always been some type of scam element to it. And I think now they're just trying to cut down on it. But more importantly, what's happening now is this is all political, and they're just playing a real dangerous game because they're not really explaining it to the people that have the EBT as of what's going on, and all they see it is that they're cutting off my lifeline to food, and whoever is responsible for that has got to pay.
Definitely. I mean, it just.
I mean, it's I feel like they in the government playing a game of chicken, and the citizens are the only ones that are actually in the cars. It's like they playing chicken, but they got remote controls, and we the ones that's in the cars heading towards each other. So it's like, they don't have to steer out of the way last minute because they not in danger of getting in a wreck. So they just sitting in the office, going back and forth, bickering over, little minute details and refusing to, cooperate and refusing to come to some kind of a middle ground. And it's just like, and we're the ones that end up being the ones that's suffering from it.
And I think that's why, to me, it's like it comes off as such a scam. Because there's no reason for this to be happening if each side is saying that they don't want to stop government or they don't want to hurt the people. The solution to it is so simple, but yet they're making it seem so difficult. And to me, that's a setup, because now they're going to drag this out quite possibly into Thanksgiving and who knows, maybe into Christmas. But when it's all said and done and they do turn it back on, whatever was the big issue or the cause of the problem, it's going to be minute compared to the damage that was done.
Yeah, because I'm like, as far as is the information that I've gotten to this point is basically over the healthcare situation.
Yep.
That's where they're reaching the stalemate. Like the Democrats don't want to allow the Republicans to cut, X amount and vice versa. So now it's just like they can't come to some kind of a middle ground of.
They trying to go in there and make cuts while the government is closed down and do what they're trying to do, because the filibuster and everything that's going on and trying to hurry up and open up the government. I mean, if the people are. I don't see how the stock market hasn't crashed or other things hasn't been affected. I know some things are starting to affect the banking world, but
it's affecting everything.
Yeah,
I was just talking again about the flights and the air traffic controllers.
Definitely.
And it's like they didn't know that. Well, again, didn't know that they weren't getting paid. Like he was just like, man, wait. Oh, no, matter of fact, he didn't know that they were required to still come to work.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
And
it's just like, yo, no, they gotta come to work, but they just not getting paid unless they got furloughed. So it's just like
a lot of them have been
it's just affecting everything.
Using their a lot of them have been using their vacation time and their paid time to put it in, because I guess it's a discrepancy on whether if they get their check back or back pay, or I guess
it's a law. They have to get back.
You can't work for free.
No, they have to get back pay.
So it just
if they get evicted before they get that back pay, then it's like.
Yeah, but then you know you got to look at your local congressmen and aldermen, all these people that vote on these bills. I think it takes 60 votes, and then they playing chess back and forth. Like, we only going to vote 54, but only 2 of you voting. And then I think now they're trying to pass it now. I think it's Sunday. But then I'm like, why? Like, and some of the stuff that I be reading online where people say, hey, they're going to try to pass it after the election that went on in New York. But like, why now? Like, you know, I guess, you know, about the seating and the placement that have power, you know, in the midterms and all the other stuff. It's just like some of the stuff that goes on how these politicians play the game back and forth, and they hold the government hostage, you know, because you can look at videos in the past where both sides say you should not use the government shutdown as a tool tactic to get what you want, you know. Right. It doesn't make any sense. Like, it doesn't benefit anybody. But, again, they're still getting paid. My taxes are still being taken out of my check. Like, ain't that a part of the government as well? Like, should my taxes be on pause? Or if they were taking out taxes, are they going to retro back? Well, we didn't take out taxes for 2 checks. Are we going to retake that money back out? Could you imagine if that happened? That would be insane.
Yeah, it would never happen.
You go 3 checks, no taxes, then you be like, man, they just took $1,000 out. Like, what? That would be it.
They ain't missing no checks.
This again, it goes back to the political game, because it's like there's no reason for any of this to happen, and now with the media telling, I guess, whatever both sides want them to say, it's like, but when you actually look at it and do the research, it's like it has nothing to do with what they're talking about. The money that they wanted to add on, like $1.5 trillion. I had to investigate that. Like, so how are you going to add $1 trillion into a bill that you signed like 11 times prior with no problem? You had all that opportunity to try to increase or add that $1.5 trillion to it. So, of course, it's broken down over a lot of different line items that they put on the bill. But again, it looks like you just like laundering money, because the places that it's going, it's just like there's no way you can guarantee that $500 million went to Tarzanistan for some DEI. But it's legit shit like that that's in these bills, and you like, no person in their right mind would agree to spend that amount of money on such a task, but that's what they're asking for now. And then when you dig a little deeper, there are reports of like immigrants saying that, hey, we're not sticking around here if we don't have the free stuff that you promised. So now all that, you know, that was built up for the immigrants to get here and they get to, you know, live the high life was all based off of some crap somebody told them. And, you know, that's not even a tip of the iceberg. It's just so much that goes with that. But at the end of the day, it's who is going to walk out victorious in this power struggle between Democrats and Republicans. So
yeah, I was saying it brought me back to a question that you had posed before when you were saying you don't understand why do people feel so strongly about politics when they don't have any skin in the game. And I think this is an example of the fact that we do have skin in the game, and it is the fact that we are the only ones with the skin in the game. It's like they're all playing the game up, in Washington, they're playing the game, but we are the ones that, have to deal with the outcome of the game.
To me, that's not having skin in the game if you don't.
Well, when you say skin in the game, what's your idea of, what do you mean when you say skin in the game?
It's funny that you asked that because I just heard a quote recently, as the realest thing I've heard in a while. Person said that righteousness without power is just an opinion. And what that says is that you can have all the righteousness and the virtue that you would like to see happen, but unless you have the actual power to make it happen, then you're really not talking about much. And the American people are like that. It's like we have our rights, or we want to feel what's right in this particular situation. People shouldn't go hungry. That's a righteous thing. But what power do you have in order to go turn it back on? You have to go to other people and say, hey, we need this turned back on. What power do you have in order to turn it back on? Trump can do it with a signature. The Democrats, they can go in and vote on it. They can do it with their signatures.
What filibuster?
Yeah, well, I mean, they already posed a filibuster, but they can go back in and sign this continued resolution. I mean, that's an action. That's having some power to actually resolve something. And the question to the American people is like, okay, what power do you have? Because right now you're suffering, but you don't have any power to turn on any of this right now.
But I don't think. What do you consider having skin in the game?
Skin in the game would be to the average person that goes out and vote, or whatever it is that they claim to do. Their skin in the game would be what they get out based off of what they put in. Example, if you are a regular person that votes every 4 years or every 2 years, depending if you midterm vote for mayor or whatever, if all you do is go and push a button and say, I select this person to win, that is the amount of energy that you put into the game. That's what you bring to the table. Whereas there are other people that do the same thing. They go out and vote, maybe the 2 years or 4 years or whatever, but they also contribute. So they'll go to whatever politician and be like, hey, Mr. Politician, I got 10 grand based on your campaign. What can you do for me? So right now, that person that's running, they're going to look at the person holding the $10,000 bag before they even consider you.